All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Foggy and Happy. This game taking place here on, well, the gargantuan of maps, Twisted Meadows. We'll see what comes down in this 1v1 matchup as we have, well, Foggy spawning as the red night elf. Meanwhile, Happy spawning as the blue undead. A great game to be looking at so far. We'll see what these players are going to be playing, as this game was taken from, I believe, the BattleNet ladder, not from NetEase. So both players playing with relative lighter lag. My username is a Todd quote. Yep, that's why I recognize it. Anyways, we'll see what is going to be unfolding here, and we'll try to make some predictions in this Night Elf versus Undead matchup. Well, Death Knight Crypt Fiend's always a popular choice, as Happy has been known to be very traditional and with the time-honored strategy. Will he try and go for something new and something different, or will he just allow his skills to speak for himself? And it looks like it is going to be that Death Knight now being trained. Moving out, it is going to be a Keeper of the Grove coming in from, well, Foggy. No big surprise here, but the Keeper of the Grove does often get shut down by destroyers. Both the Ents and that Entangle feed those destroyers, and you have to be very, very careful with destroyers, as the Acolyte is now making its way through. Acolyte coming across here does scout out his opponent. Where is that Ancient of War? Wait, where is that Ancient of War? All right, this is very strange. Foggy does not have an Ancient of War yet. I don't see it being trained anywhere on the map. No, that's a Moonwell. Where is that Ancient of War? Unless it is a very, very fast tech to tier 2. Is this an Ancient of War? Okay, that Ancient of War is very much delayed, as we're going to see the Keeper of the Grove come out and say, you know what, I'm just going to get a quick entangle off over here, finish off, and it looks like Foggy is definitely going for a harassment strategy, and perhaps, well, a Huntress Hall. So it is going to be Huntresses with a delayed Ancient of War. So not even going for that earlier Archer. All right, Keeper of the Grove makes its rounds out and says, you know what, I should expect to see a Death Knight coming in here. I don't see a Death Knight. Meanwhile, Foggy is pretty much scratching, or Happy is pretty much scratching his head as well, going, what exactly is my opponent doing? He's looking around trying to scout, and this game is a high level game of what in the heck is going on. Both players trying to figure out, hey, what are you really doing? How come you don't have an Ancient of War down? And he must realize that, wait, my opponent is not using an Ancient of War to creep. So what is going to be that overall strategy? All right, engagement now getting underway here. Death Knight, there's some Wisp. They're going to be wandering around as well and getting in some engagement. And beautifully, well, was there a detonation and a kill there? There was a detonation. The Skeletal Minion's able to get a kill off there as that Death Knight now looks to back away. Huntresses are starting to, join in on the fight right there. Meanwhile, what is going on here? Keeper of the Grove going to go ahead and go after that Death Knight. More skeletal minions are out onto the field. Happy is back out over here, as well as we're looking at one skeletal minion looking for a Tree of Life over there at that 3 o'clock position. All right, both players was just trying to figure out what the other one was doing. Happy thought Happy thought he was going to be able to shut down his opponent's harassment, but his opponent wasn't doing any creeping either. All right, interesting opening so far. We are taking the tier 2. We see that Graveyard is already down. If we're going into Huntresses, Crypt Fiends are going to be very, very powerful, as they're able to focus down those units and burst them down very quickly. Happy just trying to make sure that he hasn't missed anything yet, as he's just looking around the map wondering what exactly is that strategy. And here is what he's missing off at the 12 o'clock position. Is Happy, I'm saying Happy and Foggy. I might be switching up the names, as they're also swapped up top there. Foggy, now heading off to north, setting up that Tree of Life. Is Happy going to be able to scout this out? That is the question. Huntress now chasing after that Death Knight there. All right. Undead now looking to back away. Double Huntresses out onto the field. One Keeper of the Grove perhaps going to try and get a little bit of closer distance once more, as the Huntresses able to get in a little bit of damage here. Down to 505 hit points. It's not going to be able to really get away there. There's a little bit of damage. There's some body blocking. Even the sheep getting in on the fight right now, as damage is looking to rack back up. All right, there is an entangle. Staff of Teleportation quickly being used, as that will allow him to escape. The entangle was already on cooldown, hence why he didn't entangle once more. Halls of the Dead already being upgraded to Black Citadel. Metaphysics, the other autumn map did not work. If you want to send me another replay, otherwise there's only going to be one game today. Anyways, heading back across here. Panda, nope, not Panda, what am I talking about? Alchemist now joining in on the fight. Sorry, seems like I'm a little bit more tired than I thought I was. Anyways, Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist now joining in together. What we did see an acid bomb quickly used there to try and focus down all of these units. Negative armor having a very big impact. As you can see, it's taking all of that full damage once more. All right, continuing to work again. Null Overseer going to get taken down. There it goes. Gloves of Haste has been picked up, as the Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist now move off to that 12 o'clock position. Now remember, Foggy and Happy have a lot of history together. And then because of that giant repertoire of games that they have played, or history of games that they've played against each other, well, they know each other's strategies. So this particular strategy by Foggy is a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit unorthodox, and may actually have a much more profound impact. And Happy has no idea what Foggy is doing, and because the map is so large, well, it's going to take some time to find it. On top of that, Foggy does seem to be channeling one of his mentors, Moon, in this matchup by setting up this expansion off to the north in, well, an unpopular, non-standard location. We can see Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist both sitting at level 2, and a skeletal minion going to try and do a little bit of scouting. Is going to be able to scout this out, and it looks like it will be able to do exactly that. All of that work, and Happy ends up finding this Tree of Life off to the north. Death Knight picking up a Ring of Regeneration. Unholy Aura will add to that regeneration as well. Skeletal minions running around every which way, as we're looking at the Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist now doing some creeping at the Goblin Merchant Shop. So far though, Lich is still sitting at level 1. Death Knight still sitting at level 1. Will get to level 2 in just a little bit, but it already looks like, well, Foggy has a slight advantage because of his higher level heroes. Alchemist and Keeper of the Grove both sitting at level 2, gonna get closer and closer to level 3 as we see, well, the remainder of this creep camp getting cleared up here. Alright, one skeletal minion finally gonna scout out this location. Entangled Gold Mine about to be done. We're just waiting for that there. This Entangled Gold Mine seems to be taking forever and a day. A lot of Wisp were chained up. Perhaps it wasn't quite ready, as the Ancient of War now in position to tank some of that damage, as the Dryads and Huntresses look to finish off the remaining units. It looks like, well, Happy is content going after all of, after this Goblin Merchant Shop here. Lich will get up to level 2 here in just a moment. Death Knight will be staying at level 2. Double Obsidian statues are ready, as the Lich perhaps going to be going for Dark Ritual. Nope, going for Frost Armor instead, for a little bit of extra armor here. Supply 50 compared to 39. Happy is a little bit behind. To Keeper of the Grove now going to make its way over. Is he perhaps going to try and entangle some of those units? Yes, there goes a ghoul, as we see a quick destroyer jumping into the sky to devour that magic. Units are going to now try and engage, as the Alchemist is, well, just shy of level 3. Keeper of the Grove perhaps wishing that he could give, 2 experience to that Alchemist, as we see a major Frost Nova go down onto that Forest Troll Berserker. Forest Troll Berserker in a lot of trouble, quickly going to get taken down. Meanwhile, Entangle going after that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend now just going to burrow instead, and able to find himself safe. However, there was a quick dust of appearance. More fighting getting underway, more damage coming back and forth. Well, Crypt Fiend trying to stay alive. Is it going to be able to stay alive? No, it is not. Frost Armor not in time either, as the Dryads are trying to do a little bit of a dance back and forth. Death Coil able to save right there. Chemical Rage on that Alchemist. Is we going to see another death right there? Yes, yes we are. 2 Crypt Fiends getting taken down as a Dryad may get caught in transit. However, slow poison, a little bit of an issue as those ghouls and other units have to be very careful. Dryads are now going after units once more as the Death Knight does have a potion of lesser invulnerability, taking a little bit of damage. That Dryad could have been in the right spot, and now going after that Death Knight there. Death Knight now down to 71 hit points, is going to be able to get away, and it looks like, well, the potion of lesser invulnerability was powerful enough, or excuse me, the Ring of Regeneration was powerful enough. Alive, that battle was definitely over 30 seconds, and he escaped at sub 70 hit points. Alright, some crazy battling getting underway. We're looking at Dryads now perhaps trying to clear up the Ogre Warrior creep camp here. We should be starting to see an influx of Crypt Fiends as Happy lost a number of Crypt Fiends, and he's going to see a large number of Dryads coming in from his opponent. Rock Golem will give a little bit more powerful items here. Once more, let's see, what item was it? A potion of what? What item was given? Devotion Aura, perhaps, as we see this army of Dryads are currently sitting at 1-1 upgrades, effectively 1-2, because of that Devotion Aura there. Acid Bomb, Chemical Rage, allowing the Alchemist to be able to get into position rather fast. That faster movement speed and 1 or 2 entangles from that Keeper of the Grove, stopping those units in its tracks. Meanwhile, a Goblin Tinker added as the third hero. A Destroyer going to catch this, and this is a potential major creep jack right here. Alchemist now trying to finish off the remainder of this creep cap. While in time, Keeper of the Grove does have a potion of, or a Scroll of Town Portal to get out of here if it needs to, as one Dryad does in fact fall. More Abolish Magic. There's going to go another Dryad here. No, Scroll of Healing used instead. A full hit point Dryad hiding in the back as the Crypt Fiends are joining in on the fight. What is going on here as the Crypt Fiends, or the Alchemist, now deep down amongst all of these units? Are we going to see a Lich get taken down? No, Death Coil saving at the last possible moment, but that is a lot of focus fire right there as the Lich gets up to level 3. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability has been transferred and has not been used, down to 98 hit points, somehow able to stick around long enough as there is a Scroll of Town Portal by Foggy. Foggy sitting at 66 over 70 supply. Happy sitting at 50 over 50. And, well, being forced to use that Scroll of Town Portal right there. Dryads need to get healed up as well. Do we have enough potions or Scrolls of Healing? Not quite yet. We are looking also at what Gloves of Haste, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength on the Alchemist. A lot of hit points on that Alchemist with over 9 armor. With 9 armor here, that is a very high hit point, high armor hero that is going to be difficult to take out. Moving off to the north, we're looking at, well, this rather standard army, which can be very powerful now, going after this, well, expansion off to the north. We're seeing an Ancient of War already making that trek over, Scroll of Town Portal already being used, and that is going to be able to save here in just a moment. There's some repairs, and here we are. Here's the engagement as a quick Forest Troll Berserker gets absolutely blasted and chilled on the spot. Wisp are coming over and getting in some detonations. Should have perhaps gotten more detonations on those obsidian statues, as we're still looking at all of these units pushing their way through. Chemical Rage on that Goblin Alchemist, trying to go after unit. There's a Dust of Appearance, but an obsidian statue going to get taken down. Goblin Tinker already sitting at level 2 as Dryads are falling, but Crypt Fiends are falling as well, as we're looking at the Alchemist now sitting at level 4. Alchemist sitting at level 4. Still so much damage to be had to that Keeper of the Grove, still sitting back over here, sitting at level 3. Is it going to be able to finish off a unit? It looks like it will be able to do exactly that. There's level 4 now on that Keeper of the Grove, perhaps opening up level 2 Ents. Alright, units are now trying to back away. Low hit point Dryad will be able to head back here. There goes the remaining units, and this Pocket Factory, well, is still going to crank out some units, but not really do much of anything else. We're looking Tree of Life still mining away once more. 60 supply compared to 48. Happy trying to stay in no upkeep to make sure that he doesn't fall behind too much economically. Sent you a download link through. Yep. Hopefully that does work. And meanwhile, we're looking at the Alchemist off over here now. Forest Troll Warlord. Alchemist wanting to get up to level 5. Yeah, only able to get haircuts like once every 3 months because of the quarantine. As we're looking at the Forest Troll Warlord now getting taken down. Pendant of Mana being left behind here. We'll see if the Keeper of the Grove comes back for it. It definitely should do that, or an item being swapped back down. Yeah, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3 dropped as a Tome of Intelligence being used here. I'm trying to remember. if does intelligence and strength both help that alchemist? I think it does. Which reminds me, I will have to get my haircut soon as well. Yeah, craziness. All right. What is Happy doing? Happy is doing a ninja expansion of his own. Necropolis is now down. Zeppelin is overhead. We're going after the granite golem in the corners of the map right here as the Death Knight gets to level 4. We are also getting a spiked collar as the drop as well. Dragon Whelp gonna fall here. Forest Troll, Berserker, all units making their rounds. Items being picked up and dropped as we're looking at a level 4, almost level 5 Alchemist, followed by a level 4 Keeper of the Grove. That Keeper of the Grove actually purposely hanging back here, a little bit odd, as the Dryads are now gonna try and engage again. All right, little bit of damage being added in. The Alchemist may be backing off here in just a moment. Why isn't it backing off now? As it's just going to take away experience from that Keeper of the Grove. There's a Pendant of Energy being left behind, and that is a lot of items to be had. Is he leaving behind a Pendant of Energy? He is. A Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Perhaps he's going to get up a third hero to try and make use of all of those items. Happy with the unorthodox moves. What is this? Well, it is slightly unorthodox. The map, it does set up for expansions off in the corner. You don't see it very often, but I have seen Happy use this particular strategy in the past, so it is fairly orthodox for him still. Well, Pendant of Energy is trash if you have a Robe of Magi and also a Pendant of Mana. So, Pendant of Mana, that Alchemist close to 700 mana, Keeper of the Grove close to 500 mana, as the units are going to be getting ready to engage here. 78 supply compared to 53. Is that enough going up against Foggy or going up against Happy? Probably not. That seems to be the way that things go between Happy and Foggy in these matchups, as the, well, Chemical Raging Alchemist diving on inside, Acid Bomb trying to go after all of those units, and you can take a look at this. A Chemical Raging Alchemist is just absorbing so much damage and is still not falling over yet. Crypt Fiend not even taken down, though, as you see a Staff of Preservation preserving one of those units here. All right, are we going to be getting up a third hero? No, we are not. At least it doesn't seem that way. Keeper of the Grove could try and get to level 3. There are mass Dryads here, and there is the Destroyers just eating up those tasty magic beans. Manual of Health has been left behind. Keeper of the Grove apparently, well, thinking that a Potion of Greater Healing is enough for him. Well, I do not recommend this, leaving behind a Manual of Health for your opponent. We'll see if Happy notices that that is there and goes back to read that book. Units are still dancing a little bit back and forth once more. Dryads, Keeper of the Grove now making its way down. We can see, yep, definitely a play out of Moon's playbook, double expanding. An expansion off over here and an expansion at the starting location at what I'll call the 11 o'clock position. Keeper of the Grove now creeping by himself. The Alchemist is purposely hanging back in order to gain a little bit more experience. And this is one of those spots where the Dryads really need to come in and make sure that they're closing in on that distance. Otherwise, some of the Dryads in the back are unable to engage. Tome of Knowledge and Scourge Bone Chimes. Right, Scourge Bone Chimes actually picked up, I guess, eventual transition into bears, perhaps, or just a selling of that item. Dryads, Alchemist, perhaps the only unit actually able to use that. We're going to see a Scroll of Town Portal diving on inside here. This Pocket Factory going to get taken out pretty quickly. Is it going to give level 5? No, it does not. We are 2 experience shy for that Keeper of the Grove as well. Scroll of Town Portals being used heavily, and I guess at this stage in the game, Siege and Meat Wagons being dropped up off to the north. And what is this? 2 siege or 2 meat wagons dropped off right there, and they are completely out of range. Those meat wagons are bombarding the Tree of Life, and there's not much that the Tree of Life can really do right here. This is perhaps one of the few locations that can actually happen. Mass repairs now coming underway. Meanwhile, a battle getting in right here. All right, Death Knight now needs to be careful. Goblin Tinker and Lich is off to the side as well. Scroll of Town Portal trying to head back as you're going to take a look at all of these units taking quite a bit of damage. There they go. But meanwhile, though, this Tree of Life actually being forced to uproot in order to get away. All right, you got to be aware of that your opponent could try some nasty shenanigans and tricks, and I can't even see that Goblin Zeppelin. It was floating far too high for me to actually catch sight of it. All right, can that trick be done elsewhere? Yes, it can. Meat wagons are now going to just lob perhaps right here and do the same exact strategy again. And well, that is going to be the situation once more, clearing up those trees. Do these wisps know what's happening? They have to, right? All right, gonna go ahead and pick up. You're gonna see some Ents now make their way in. And, well, in comes those meat wagons once more. All right, Wisp now trying to retreat back. Entangled Goldmine not yet done. Keeper of the Grove just with that auto attack right there. As, well, Happy now going into the other corner of the map. Clearing out some more dangerous creep camps. That was I believe the Infernal, or that little mana burning beast was actually taken or sold. We're going to go for an engagement here. Dryads, Gargoyles are coming back across. Alchemist in that front line spot. Is he going to try and go after all these units? The Meat Wagon's actually very effective against the Dryads, as the Dryads are now prancing around in the back. It looks like those units were all taken down. Nope, Goblin Zeppelin able to pick up those Meat Wagons again, as we're looking at another expansion here. 79 supply compared to 75. The army of Happy bigger than the army of Foggy because of all of those additional wisps. As well, we're going to see another drop here. All right, Meat Wagon's going to go ahead and clear up this Tree of Life here with really no problem whatsoever, but there are still 2 expansions out in play. Keeper of the Grove, what are they going to really hope to do here as Acolytes are now making their way over? Are we going to see enough repairs? Probably not. Stone Form not going to be researched in time. Scroll of Town Portal now coming in. An Ent now causing some problems. A little bit of slow, and this Chemical Raging Alchemist needs to get out of this dangerous spot here. Units are looking to back up once more. Wisp no longer able to mine as this gold mine was shut down there. All right, Goblin Shredder now joining in to try to harvest more of that lumber. 79 supply compared to 77. Foggy with the smaller army, more workers, and Happy now going into high upkeep. This corner expansion, very well protected, very difficult to get to, as you need some sort of flight in order to get there. Meanwhile, mass gargoyles now in the air. Are they going to try and exchange and trade against those Dryads who do have 2-3 upgrades, and also adding in Devotion Aura? All right, Goblin Zeppelin with Acolytes going to go ahead and take to this corner of the map, hiding in expansion behind your opponent's base. Perfect place if your opponent doesn't know to look there. So far, though, we are looking at 10 Wisps mining, and that will be going up against 5. Wait, where is that Goblin Zeppelin? I could have sworn. Nope. Is he going to change spots? Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know why the Acolytes are not actually on the minimap. That is actually very confusing. All right. Gargoyles, Lich, Death Knight now making its way back across over here. We're going to see a small engagement. Goblin Tinkers, well, just suiciding themselves, causing a little bit of damage as another expansion from Foggy is going to get pressured by Happy. More engagement here. It looks like that is an NWS, not worth saving, as that Tree of Life goes down without a fight. Meanwhile, the Acolytes are haunting this gold mine off over here. They should be able to get that up and operational, and Foggy is going to fall behind in the economic race against Happy, as Happy is pretty much... I think Happy is pretty much allowing Foggy to think that he's winning the game, and that's the reason why the matchup is going the way it is. Making wrong predictions and having wrong information often leads to death on the battlefield, as the Dryads, the Bears, Keeper of the Grove, can perhaps make their way off to the north. We're looking at, a couple of Meat Wagons making their way through. What's going to go down here? Alchemist is here as well, as the Ancient of War trying to offer a bit of protection. 95 supply compared to 80. Happy is definitely winning out in the current economic race, as we're looking at Happy's summoned Rock Golem taking so much damage. Going to get taken down pretty much instantaneously. There it goes. But a Frost Nova does slow down that frontline bears. Acid Bomb going across all of those gargoyles. Gargoyles now taking bonus damage from the Dryads, as that bonus damage does add up very quickly. Multiple meat wagons in the back going to make short work of the Dryads if they are unchallenged, though, and that is the problem there. Can the meat wagons actually deal damage to the Dryads, or can the Dryads dance their attacks fast enough back? 73 supply compared to 66. Both sides fighting their way through, as we're looking at, well, a dead bear right there. All right, a couple of Dryads still fighting their way through. Dryads are still trying to get it within close range, finishing off those meat wagons, as the meat wagons cannot attack directly next to them. Keeper of the Grove in a little bit of trouble, trying to run back as well, able to create some separation and distance, as the Alchemist is also finishing off a lot of units. Can the Alchemist actually get to level 6? Level 6 Alchemist, and all of a sudden you have access to transmute. All destroyers, abominations become a liability. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 5, almost at level 6 as well. Unit's going to try to come back the other way. Here we are. There's that Death Knight. Druid of the Claw quickly realizing, hey, wait, maybe I should be in bear form so I don't end up dying. Frost Nova and a Death Coil, both at level 3, to ensure certain death. All right. This Tree of Life is worth saving, so the units are now making their way back over. It looked like Dryads were trying to poke their way through. Keeper of the Grove is going to get into position. 60 supply compared to 49, and the Clockwork Goblins do not give experience. Back across over here, Ancient Protector trying to be constructed. This gold mine is haunted and fully saturated, as we're looking at an engagement here. Frost Nova trying to save Tree of Life in trouble. It's going to get taken down, as we're looking at a couple of, well, entangles to try and finish off some more units. All right, there's Dust of Appearance, and there's a Dark Ritual to deny the experience. A big play right there, denying the Chemical Raging Alchemist. Level 6. Do we see a Tree of Life? The Tree of Life has been rerouted. The Tree of Eternity is still at the main base. It hasn't been uprooted, and we're looking at 58 supply compared to 54. Abomination has made its way over. Ents have made their way over here as well to try and clear up and that haunted gold mine, and it has done exactly that. Where is that Keeper of the Grove? Keeper of the Grove right off over here. Dryads now making their way back, as well as this gold mine has been entangled as well. Expansions all across the map, every which way. This ninja expansion in the corner, setting up a necropolis to go. Ugh. And there goes that Tree of Life. Goblin Sappers able to take it down. So there is now only one Tree of Life currently mining away. And with that said, Happy already bringing over the Death Knight, the Lich, and that Tinker. Boom goes the dynamite. Yes, that boom goes the dynamite. Down goes the Tree of Life. And what is going to end up happening here? Abomination's getting caught in transit. This could be exactly what you were looking for. Can the Keeper of the Grove keep up with that one Abomination to try and go after that there? Keeper of the Grove does get another entangle off. And with that said, all of a sudden that Abomination, if it does get taken down, and we see level 6 on that Alchemist. Chimeras are out here on the field as well. And is this army going to be enough to try and fight back? You saw that Transmute Destroyer. Well, Destroyer getting taken down instantaneously. What is the counter? Well, a 45-second ability that instantly takes out your opponent's units. And this, and you got to remember that Alchemist has a crazy amount of mana, 700 mana. Keeper of the Grove, however, taken down and lost. Oh, units getting lost every which way. This is a very big problem indeed. Lich, what is it doing? Lich is actually in a tough spot. Is it going to get death coiled? Yes, it is. Chemical Rage, however, trying to save the remainder right there, as we're looking at all of that damage. Slow Poison getting attacked in multiple volleys. It may not be enough, as the Chemical Raging Alchemist finishes off a level 5 Lich as well. It's going to quickly get resurrected, and, well, it may get targeted down rather fast again. There's that Dryad. There is that Acid Bomb going after that unit again, and that negative armor causing problems, forcing another Scroll of Town portal. Dryad trying to catch up, perhaps get some extra slow poison to be able to finish off that unit. Alchemist is right here. Alchemist does have Alchemist, or the Transmute ready to go, where there is another Death Coil to save. So many hit points constantly being saved right there as the Lich unable to do much of anything else. All right, going after the Goblin Tinker may be the better call since it cannot be Death Coil to be healed. And there is a potion of greater healing. There's another Death Coil again. More damage coming back over as the, well, there it goes, that potion of lesser invulnerability. One more attack. What was it doing? And it could have finished off the Lich right there, or perhaps that range. There's another transmute again, as the Chemical Raging Alchemist now trying to back up. Alright, Chemical Raging Alchemist does not want to be anywhere near that Death Knight. Death Knight still has plenty of mana, as we're looking at multiple units just constantly getting cleaned up once more. Destroyers showing back up onto the field after the Alchemist's transmute was on cooldown. There is the Tree of Life walking back over here to try and haunt that gold mine. I believe... Oh, I wish they did not have this bug where I can't actually see where buildings are. Okay, 2 buildings up, 3 buildings up for Happy. He's mining from 3 bases, going up against Foggy's 1. Keeper of the Grove waiting to get resurrected. Alchemist has, well, a large amount of mana. Keeper of the Grove now back out onto the field. Gonna perhaps use up a Clarity Potion as well to get a little bit more mana for this next fight. Okay, Transmute can make up for a base mining at 4 gold. That is true. The problem is Happy is not mining at 4 gold a base. He's mining at 7 gold a base right now, barely in low upkeep. Tree of Eternity has entangled this gold mine off over here. Dryads Druid of the Claw staying in Druid form. Nope, gonna go ahead and transform into a bear. Knows exactly what it needs to do. The Chimeras do not have siege damage as the Tree of Eternity is gonna, well, get taken out. All right, Tree of Eternity in dangerous circumstances. We are looking at this Nerubian tower. It's gonna, well, there's Acid Bomb going after all of those Acolytes. Acolytes taking a lot of damage once more, and that is gonna end up falling. Keeper of the Grove getting some precious experience as the Chimeras do finally have siege damage and are going after the Necropolis there. Necropolis, to prevent any Scroll of Town Portal, and Happy is ready and willing to give up this expansion, knowing that he has another one hidden and not scouted out yet. Happy's gold mine here will end up getting taken down, but at what cost, as we see an Acolyte now trying to take down a Tree of Life there. Alright, constant fighting every which way. Hippogriffs now making their way down. Obsidian statues also shifting around as well. As we're looking at 62 supply compared to 44, can the Alchemist's transmute make another big impact? As we're looking at them trying to engage here. Hippogriffs, well, accidentally taking a bit too much damage as in comes Gargoyles and other units. Where is the transmute? There is the transmute on a Destroyer, and it is a 45-second cooldown. Can that constantly be used as well as the Keeper of the Grove could be in a little bit of trouble? Uses an anti-magic potion. Hippogriffs are here to try and poke back once again as the Alchemist is fighting back as well. Going after some of those abominations or some of those other units, incredibly important as the Chimeras are trying to focus down some units here. Hippogriffs able to focus down some Gargoyles, but the Hippogriffs, wow, all getting finished off as the Alchemist now could be in a little bit of trouble. Does have an anti-magic shell. Is he going to be able to use it in time? Yes, he will. Death Coil, Frost Nova, no longer going to be a problem as he runs and retreats all the way back home. All right, no longer having armor, is making this 1500 hit point much weaker than his 1300 hit point 9 armor self from the earlier game. Armor having a very big impact. Gaining 200 hit points but losing 7 armor. Well, quite a big deal. Meanwhile, down across here, Tree of Life once more getting caught under distress again, as we're going to see the engagement getting underway. All right, Destroyer's going to try and get in some Devour Magic. There you go. There's a Transmute once again, as we're looking at the Chimeras trying to finish off some of those units, as the Chimeras are going to perhaps get taken down. There goes one Chimera, as a second Chimera could get lost. There is an Entangle right there. Death Coil saves him at the last possible moment, as the Gargoyles are still showing up to the fight. 56 supply compared to 25, and a Chemical Raging Transmuting Alchemist unable to, well, turn the tides of this battle, as, well, last second Death Coils constantly saving units. So I think the Death Knight picked up one of those pendants of energy and, well, pretty much is saying thank you, as all of those Death Coils are having a very big impact. You can drop both of those pendant of energies, use the Potion of Mana, and then pretty much say, you know what, I got enough for like 4 Death Coils again. coming back around. Happy is shutting down his opponent, and still you're looking at level 6 Death Knight, level 6 Lich, and an almost level 6 Goblin Tinker. Are we gonna see him go into his mechanical mode? That would be crazy. Also, another easy way to deal a lot of siege damage, indeed. All right, Keeper of the Grove, Alchemist back here. Death Coil straight up onto that unit right there. Frost Nova onto the Keeper of the Grove. However, remaining units are still fighting their way. Level 6 now onto the the Keeper of the Grove, but the Alchemist may not be able to make it out. That is the problem right there. Frost Nova, no more Chemical Rage in order to escape Death Knight with level 3. There's that next level Frost Nova. As this is not looking good. Is he going to be able to make its way back out? Trying to go after that Goblin Tinker. Goblin Tinker taking a little bit of damage, using a potion of lesser invulnerability to save himself. There's the Staff of Preservation as the Keeper of the Grove able to get in front. However, the Keeper of the Grove is not immune to damage either as he gets taken down. Level 6 now on the Tinker, and there is mech mode as that Goblin Tinker is going to be able to deal so much damage. There goes the level 7 Alchemist, and what does he need to do to win? Foggy with an amazing opening, getting up to Transmute, being able to shut down destroyers, doesn't know that Happy has a hidden expansion right behind his base. With all of that said and done, Foggy made a couple of poor decisions, not realizing that those bases were needed because he would be losing the economic race as Happy takes the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.